What the hell is up, you fucking cunts? Episode 19, bitches and gentlemen. Fulcrum is pulling up for the recording, as always. This is the 20th episode released, after all. Of course, can't miss that. Wait, do supplementals count as separate categories? I wonder if it's either the 20th or the 21st, and I'm not sure how to... I'll figure it out later. Yeah, we had our first supplemental episode during this week's content. Oh, Helen, you lucky girl. You got the first supplemental. Oh, you sly dog. I'd be lying if I said I didn't used to think that she was the most attractive woman ever. I thought it was just crazy. But fortunately, I no longer believe that. Unfortunately, she did not pass the cool test. At least not yet. Stay tuned. No further comments at the moment until the end of the episode, Helen homies. I guess we're moving on to the health check right now. I'm like a 9 out of 10. Clothing check. I am in my underwear right now because my room is way too fucking warm and I was sweating just sitting in a t-shirt and shorts. Motivation check. Dude, I'm at like a 10 out of 10 for the motivation. Bring it on, motherfucker. I'm so ready. I'm still trying to find my brain this week. Again, as I stated last week, it's been a, tumultuous few weeks, but I'm staying strong. Let's do it. On Friday, May the 30th, our first entry is 4:10 p.m. I was scheduled for a 4-hour shift today for some reason. Okay. I'll take it. Get up around 5 to 6, excuse me, and can't fall back asleep. I do jerk off. I shit, shower, shave, and I lightly edit the podcast, I think, before I go into work. I flop back into bed, cram some community watching in before I take off. There we go. Work sucked, but it was short. It always sucks, but 4 hours, that's fucking easy, dude. Light work. Then I go to the mall afterwards to listen to some Violent Femmes. Oh, man. Is this when I... No, that's right. I found the song when I was playing with Helen. Oops. I know it's true, but I'm sorry to say. Very good song. I like it so much. Makes me cry a lot. I do send a big ol' message to Helen, letting her know that it's okay if we don't get a second date. I asked for some feedback on Discord. I remember this is the Discord message, okay. I'll spill my guts here and repeat the whole thing. Oh no, I'm not gonna fucking repeat it here. Fuck that. I guess that was my plan. But no, I've got something else planned for this episode. I play some Star Wars Battlefront 2 with Desmond and Michael until they go to bed. They hit me up and they're like, yo, let's play a game. And I was like, okay, we haven't played Star Wars in a while, let's do it. Apparently I'm crying before I join the party for some reason, and I probably cry some more after they hop offline. I can't remember at this point, and I couldn't remember when I was updating the journal, apparently. And then I watched some more Community to drift off to. Lovely stuff. Set 19, day 2. We're moving on to the next day, ladies and gentlemen. 1:25 p.m. Bitches and gentlemen, excuse me. 1:25 p.m. I wake up, drift off. Wake up again, I shower, brush, and chill out on Community. There's no way I didn't take a shit here. I'm going to self-insert and say that I did take a shit right there. There's like no mornings that I don't take a shit. Like just immediately, almost immediately when I wake up. Until I remember to finish a chapter of Lights Out for Helen. It's a good book, and it's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. I text her about Josh's slit urethra comments. He calls his own urethra a slit. Fucking disgusting. Oh my god, I get that it's like you have to come up with some synonyms sometimes, but no. Do not call the urethra on a penis a slit. I'm sorry, but that's fucking terrible. That's gross. Get it out of here. Yeah, I remember to finish that chapter, text her about Josh's slit urethra. This is because this is like after I sent that long Discord message, and I was like, I need to. I'll just keep texting about the book, I guess, because she's not fucking telling me anything on Discord. And yeah, it's just I like to remain friends, I guess, because I mean, at this point, at the point of writing this journal entry, I was like 98% certain she fucking hated me, and now I'm like 100% certain she fucking hates me. So, yeah, my main idea was to just text her my thoughts about the book still, so we would have some kind of fucking communication. To give her the vibe like, hey, we can be friends, unless if you want to tell me to fuck off, you could do that at any point. She'll let me know. 7:50 p.m. I can, no, that's just, okay, that's more nonsense. I get the terrible idea to record a supplemental episode of the podcast to talk about Helen. Here it is. Okay. I compact my thoughts as much as possible, and then I record that shit and edit the fuck out of it. 8 p.m. I get all the links just right, and I triple check them all. And then I make the description spotless. Not really. It's a pretty shitty description. They all are, but that's my brand. I think I could have done worse under the time constraint I invented, is what I put in the journal. Yeah, I totally just made it up for myself. But it was, I don't know, I think it was maybe like a day or two that I didn't hear anything back on Discord. So, I'm gonna put my phone into Do Not Disturb as well. I forgot to do that. Yeah, time constraint, blah, blah, blah. I send it out at 5:45 p.m., and then I add a follow-up message to apologize for all the nonsense. It's a lot to hit somebody with at once. After that, I get really high, and I try to forget what happened while simultaneously playing Oblivion and running the same 3 songs on repeat. Which songs do you think I was playing, you guys? I'll give you a hint. You're fucking stupid if you can't figure it out on your own. After that gets boring, make a pizza, and then I eat it while watching some more Community. I plan to read some more Lights Out tonight. I'm partially read through chapter 9. It looks like I remember stopping halfway through a chapter. I'm sure Helen's going to hear that if she even decides to listen to this, and she's going to be like, no, he didn't stop halfway through a chapter, did he? Disgust. For shame. Too bad. I don't give a fuck. I'll pick a book up and put it down whenever I goddamn well please. What do we got? Moving on to the next day, I think. Set 18, day 3 and 4, of course. I'm terrible at journaling, so I'm forgetting to start an entry on entire days now. Sunday, I woke up... Shit. I woke up and shit. Not... Whatever. You know what I mean. Woke up, shit, brush, shower, then clocked into work. Lightly suggest Benjamin should not fucking interrupt my breaks anymore. Also, I tell Hugo or Hurley if he doesn't bother me today, I'll send him a funny meme. I shoot another text to Helen while I'm at work. Oh my god, she responded, and I definitely thought I would be blocked at this point. I clock out, get home, and Desmond asks to play some Left 4 Dead 2. It's been a while. I oblige until Michael hops on, then we swap to Halo Infinite. Also been a while. We finish up, hop offline, and I probably just watch Community until I pass out. Sunday, 3:50 p.m. I wake up, shit, shower, and of course, I feel like I have to mention it every time. The time is just when I decided to actually enter it into my journal. I don't know why I'm doing it like that, but that's how I'm doing it. 3:50 p.m. Not when I woke up, but I wake up, shit, shower, brush, then hop back in bed for some more Community. I change and drive into work, clock in. Anna is starting to annoy me, of course, as soon as I walk in the door, probably. Also, Richard, I call Richard, yeah, that's his name. I thought I called him by his real name for a fucking second. Holy shit, I frazzled the hell out of myself. I call Richard Slade to peeve him off. I don't know why, but he told me that his dad was going to call him that before he was born, and his mom was like, we are not going to call our son Slade. And, I might have mentioned that on a previous podcast. I can't remember. He might have told me that after I started this whole fucking shit show up. But none of that matters. Work sucks, and I want to murder everyone there, but the laws of this land prevent me. That's a good entry. 8:15 p.m. I clock out, head home, and chill on some GTA 5. So, I guess I can go into this. Feels like a waste of time, but when they made the most recent edition of Grand Theft Auto 5, it came with like a new set of achievements, and I've explained before, I'm an achievement hunter. I like grabbing as many as I can, not necessarily 100%ing a game, unless it's like a really good game, then I'll try and 100% it. But, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, when I loaded up the newest version of Grand Theft Auto 5 for the first time, it just gave me like I think it gave me 54 achievements, like immediately unlocked, and I just got like 1,500 gamer score. It was fucking insane. I loved it. But that's not the point. The point is, there was one achievement that didn't unlock, and it fucking pissed me off when they took GTA 5 off of Game Pass, and I wasn't able to snag that 20 gamer score. It was the Merryweather heist, for some reason, didn't transfer over, even though I got the achievement for completing the entire game, which you have to do the Merryweather heist, I believe, to complete the game. Just didn't give me that achievement. Weird sync issue, I guess, on the achievement lists. Did I just hear something inside of my house? I thought I was home alone. No, okay. I think that was just my dog. Oh yeah, okay, so I played GTA 5 until Dad gets home. I'm trying to go for the achievement. I already got it, though. I forgot to journal that, but I guess I'll mention it right here. I got it yesterday? 2 days ago? Maybe something like that. Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Until Dad gets home, he asks if I'm ready to mow at Al and Eve's house while they vacation. I say yeah. We bring our dogs over and we meet the neighbors when we get there. Dad starts mowing in the front yard. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I set up shop in the backyard. I start fucking with an ant that's just been like sorting through bird shit. Oh man, they have like this tiled table where it's like there's different segments on the table that have like individual tiles that are resting on it, and excuse me. There's an ant sitting on top of one of these tiles, and it's just like going crazy on some bird shit. And every time that it like let me explain to you. I would take my finger and tap the underneath of the table, and it would freak the fuck out. It was so emotive, too. Every time it freaked out, it would run around in circles for a few seconds, and then it would stop in like a random location, as if it was like scanning its surroundings. Its head didn't really move too much, which would have made it just incredibly funny. But yeah, he was going through some bird shit, and I was trolling the fuck out of him. Next entry, troll this little dude so hard, and they're so fucking emotive, stops and stares every once in a while. My favorite is when he runs around in circles like he's full on panicking. Hilarious stuff. It really was. Set 18, day 5. 4:25 p.m. Dude, Helen texted me back and told me her feelings. Fucking finally, not gonna lie. I spend the entire day thinking about Helen. Oh no. 12:15 a.m. she gets her boys to hop on the phone and call me out on my shit. Fair enough. Fair's fair. But I totally but respectfully call her out on some of her shit as well. I've been waiting for a reply, I think for 2 days now, or maybe like 44 hours, something like that, just under 2 days. Oh yeah, Community is playing all day on the TV while I'm just on my phone, typing shit up, talking to other people. Excuse me, I'm getting flustered again. I made some chicken melts to eat around 9 or 10 p.m. Somehow I totally forgot this too. Question mark on this entry's time. I don't know what happens the rest of the night. I think I might have played with Desmond and Michael. Oh no! No! I forgot. I didn't even realize I did this. The last entry on this day is 5 words, and it's an incomplete journal entry. Oh god, this is fucking hilarious. I will quote it to you now. I just wish Helen would... Moving on to Thursday's entries, set 18, day 6 and 7. Oh boy, I missed 2 days of entries. That's terrible. Wednesday, work sucked. I came home and watched Community while getting 0 response. Thursday, 5 p.m. I am at work, but I can't stop fucking thinking about how excited I am to record. Helen's not gonna know what hit her. I mean, literally, she'll probably just ignore it forever. I can't imagine that she will be listening to this. It is time to start recording, I guess. In more ways than one, Fulcrum, in more ways than one. I am currently pulling up some paragraphs that I have typed out. Alright. Oh, I hate to do this, but it's a short episode otherwise. I can't be leaving you at like 17 minutes, 18 minutes. That's no fair. You need some more Fulcrum on episode 20. Or excuse me, this is episode 19, but it is the 20th episode. Or 21st. I still have to figure that out. Let's see. How do I start this? I guess I'll just dive in. Helen, once again, this is mostly for myself. I wanted you to be able to read them or hear my thoughts. If you wanted to, let me know if you disagree or agree with anything that I'm about to say. Yeah, let's get started. There is really no way to apologize enough for the spiels? How do you say it? That I have taken up your time with, excuse me. You don't owe it to me. I've remained conscious of that fact this entire time. But you choose to be so closed off from me. There's really no other way to communicate my thoughts more succinctly. What is this, like the 4th or 5th essay? Eesh. Feels like college. By the way, you can always just say, hey, I need some time to think about and get back to you on this. That's like a 10-second commitment to type that message up and send it away. Again, you don't owe that to me, but I would be staggered to hear you say something along the lines of, I think that type of message is more effort than I could exert. 0 messages and a red receipt. Red, I think it's red receipt. Definitely not a read receipt. For multiple days on end is harrowing, thoughtless, and telling. Even if you open the message a full day after it was sent, I'd prefer you tell me that you need more time to think on it, rather than just having me assume that fact. It will go an incredibly long ways for anyone in your life, to be honest. Knowing that I will eventually get a reply is huge. I don't want to sound too maudlin or victimized, but this actually happened. I sobbed for a few minutes after you told me you'd be down to play more games or hit the bars up sometime. Then a little bit of light and stoic crying. Okay, it's stoic for like another 5 or 10 minutes while listening to the Ellie badge from Up's OST, of course. A fucking course. Partly because I was so happy you wanted to stay talking with me. I think I'm starting to get some things right. Not with you, just in general. I have inklings, but I have really almost no clue what you are actually feeling or thinking. Not that you owe it to me. It seemed like you at least wanted to remain friends. I am short on those. It's been a bit of a struggle to find new ones after college. And partly because I didn't know what I would say or do if I ever saw you in real life again, or even just talked on the mic. The fact that you unmatched me on Hinge is a sign of progress. I think it shows you are at least thinking about how this thing ends, either as friends or as strangers. I do not want to date you anymore. I've gotten to the point where I can be fine forgetting you. In fact, that would probably be easiest. But I'd rather not if I don't have to. It's hard to make connections, but it's worth it. I don't hold anything that you've done to me or not done to me, more specifically, not asking me questions, not being interested, hint, hint. I don't hold it against you. I really genuinely don't. I don't hold grudges. I don't give a fuck what you do to me. Just if there's some way you can prove that you can change, that is excellent. Sorry, I had to go off script there, but I had a thought hit me. Yeah, it's hard to make the connections, but it's worth it. I'd really give anything to have the same image of you from a week or two ago in my mind again. But it's probably for the best that all this came up and we're getting it out of the way ASAP. That's as fast as possible. Mayo! Do not bark during my episode! Oh, sorry. That might have gotten a little too loud, but I had to let him know. If I'm being honest, I prefer that it takes you a long time to respond. It gives me time to collect and organize all my thoughts. I'm beginning to realize and recognize some important things. I know there were times you tried to connect with me, and I do appreciate those. I'm sorry for not mentioning them, even if they were kind of rare. Mostly taking place at the start, they still meant something, at least to me. Why do you think I went nuts when you texted me that first paragraph? It was like 4% because I was drunk, and 96% because we were getting somewhere real again. If you want me to be honest, I typed up those drunk paragraphs while I wasn't drunk, and then I sent them while I was drunk. If you need the real spiel. But yeah, it just felt like after days of getting nothing and nonsense replies that it just felt like you wanted me to go away. Oops, I didn't grammatically set myself up. I'll do it now. Quick aside, but I think the moment I realized that you didn't care was when I texted you Bren Daniels' most recent video. I don't know if he's uploaded anything since, so that might be a false statement. Sorry, that might be fake news. You replied with, "OMG, that's so bad." I watched the entire 8-minute video, like, right as I sent it to you. There's nothing in that video that would make me reply to somebody with, "OMG, that's so bad." Like, what? That's such a nothing response. It was incredibly obvious you didn't watch the video, or you watched like 30 seconds and you were like, "This is fucking stupid." What the hell, man? If you did, you didn't show it. I'd love to be proved wrong in some way. And if you tell me that you watched the video, I'll believe you. I honestly will. Like I said, I don't give a fuck what you do to me. I don't care that you responded that way. I care that you're willing to admit you responded that way. That's the kind of person I am. That being said, I fucked it all up by drunk texting in quotation marks. I did forget to mention, I agree, I do need some more self-care. I already knew that, though. That's why I disagree entirely that I need some self-care before going after women. Sorry, a little white lie when I said they were spot on. They're actually wrong. Oh man, they were so close though. DPE, I think, is that what I think that's their acronym. Let's see. People can't seem to give feedback that I've never heard or actually helps for some reason. We should never quit improving ourselves and striving to be better. Hands-on experience is the best teacher in that. Like I said, you are the only person I've gotten this deep with. I've certainly never fucking recorded a podcast episode for anybody else. You're the only one that's tolerated me for this amount of time, and it's honestly teaching me quite a bit. At the end of the day, it's just words exchanged between human beings. You kind of act like I'm asking you to spear a tuna with your fucking bare hands and then cook like a 5-course meal out of it. It's pretty disheartening to continually be pushed back into that pit by people such as yourself. How can you not realize that what I'm doing here is self-care. And what I mean by here is making this podcast, texting you my true feelings, being a fucking goofball, being awkward like I am. Like, it's astounding to me that fact is somehow lost on you and your little gang of boys. You don't owe me your time, just like you didn't owe me that invitation to the bars or to play Palia. Just a reminder, women can tell me no. In fact, they always have, and I obviously have to listen to them. It's a 2-letter word that most people know the definition of. I do. Too many people are often too afraid to say it. However, like I suspect you were and still are, people like you treat me as if I'm radioactive. You want to quarantine me or shut me off. It's a really shitty feeling. I'm done pretending it doesn't feel terrible anymore. You think I'm incapable of proper romantic or relational progress due to being awkward or inexperienced? Guess what? Everyone fucking starts somewhere. All of this shit worsens the problem. I need genuine connections if I'm ever going to improve my situation, platonic or otherwise, but I also need information to work with if I want to be viewed as capable, which you can't seem to give me any information. You have to dodge the questions I ask, or you get your friends to reply for you. I feel I am capable. It's kind of offensive to me that you believe otherwise, is what I've realized. The fact is, I have so much fucking love to show this world, and I have been wasting time not showing it for too goddamn long now. Sorry for coming out swinging. I don't know what you want me to say. Recently, have begun to realize that I'm just an awkward person. Always. Until I get really comfortable around someone else, or unless you let me know from the start that you don't offend easy, and you can roll with my punches. Years of self-reflecting haven't seemed to help me gain any confidence. It's funny, the second I got the most comfortable with you I have ever been able to feel was the second you pulled back and brought your boys in to rough me up, Helen. What the hell, man? Send your boys my love regardless. Self-improvement is a constant project. The right person at the right time can make all the difference in the world. I know that my problems shouldn't be anyone else's. It's all about finding someone who organically recognizes that I do have them, and if I'm really lucky, finding someone who wants to help me. I respect the advice, but I reject it in its totality. I think you and D and P and E can improve your perspectives regarding everything I just mentioned in the past minute or two or three. I don't know. I'm not the only one who thinks that, though. My sister's ex-boyfriend, my sister's husband, my manager, my coworkers, my parents, my close friends, all agree that you can do with some improvement after sharing your message to me with them. Yep. Hey man, I got backup too. I won't use them again if you don't use yours again. Another thing I forgot to mention. I noticed after 7 days following Barnes and Noble, I guess I can say the name of the bookstore now, you weren't going to organically say something like, hey, this week and next week are no good. How about in another week or two after that, or another 3 weeks or 4 weeks? I figure if I was going to work around your response schedule, we need at least a week to plan something out. You just didn't tell me anything. You just didn't tell me anything, and you made no hint of letting me know that you were going to tell me anything in your replies, which is why I assumed you didn't want the date. I was honestly thinking of buying you a date piercing. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, I could be wrong. But I forgot to research how far in advance the appointment would need to be set. Anyways, I didn't hear a peep, so I figured you just wanted me to shut up and forget about you AFAP. That's as fast as possible if you forgot. Also, I really mean it when I say I don't mind the unavailability. What matters to me most... Excuse me, I had to burp. Ooh, I kind of have to do it again. Ooh, it's getting caught in my throat. This is a bad time. What matters to me most is how you act and what you say when you give me the brief moments of attention that you do. Okay, We're going to edit that at 30 minutes. I don't know how I didn't think about that. I should have edited that. So about 30 minutes, I'm going to have to do an edit. That's good to know. Okay, yeah. I get the sense you are dodging the obvious fact that you don't like me. The way I look, the way I behave, or whatever it actually is. Especially when you say stuff like, it's not fair to Fulcrum for Helen to be this unavailable. I would wholeheartedly disagree with that quote. It is 100% fair for you to be unavailable, and I can tell you have no idea where I'm coming from or what my true thoughts are about it. It feels like an easy out or a scapegoat that you're just inventing to shift the blame off of yourself. Quick aside here, I might be misunderstanding you every time you say the word unavailable. I thought you meant how often you could reply and have chats and do things together. But did you mean emotional and relational unavailability? Because if that's the case, in my opinion, you need to do some self-reflecting before going after other people. Does that sound familiar to you? Because it does to me. I don't actually believe that, by the way, because it's not true. I'll take any blame you want me to for misrepresenting anything that I wasn't getting. I can certainly do a better job at expressing my feelings. I think all of us can most of the time. But when you outsource your thoughts from D, P, and E, it cements my feelings that you just can't be bothered with me, and you need someone else to deal with me at this point. It felt like the least adult thing you could have done, at least from my point of view. It seems like you would rather run away than get real with me. At this point, you've basically all but told me I'm too scared to call Fulcrum unattractive, unintelligent, lame, disappointing, etc. I'll pretend like nothing is even happening till he fucks off. That's the message I'm receiving loudly and clearly. Not through lack of timely messaging, but through lack of honest and genuine thought when you actually are able to find the time. Just to reiterate, I need more information to work with than you are giving, if that's not the message you want me to receive. And guess what? The information has to come from you. Your brain, your thoughts, your person. I don't want to hear anything else from any others, such as D or P or E. If that's something that can't happen, then I'd rather you not know me and vice versa. I can only assume so much before I go insane. I'd love to hear what you are even thinking. It's hard to keep estimating. You just, I'm sorry to even say this, but you just seem fake. And I want you to prove me wrong so badly. My mind is always open to improvement and discussion. But is yours, Helen? I'm going to reiterate the fact that you can take as much time as you need responding to me. I can't promise I'll still care or want to talk about whatever you're responding to, though. I really don't want to hear you use too unavailable as an excuse going forwards, if there even is a forwards at this point. Now into the sappy stuff. Humans are made to build one another up and improve each other. Whenever someone asks me the big question, why are we here? My answer is, we're here to leave each other better than we found each other. Nothing I've said is meant to upset you or insult you. If you disagree with any of it, please let me know. I need more to go off of. I'm just sharing my thoughts and giving the honest feedback that I always so desperately want for myself. Let me know if I've said anything over the line, or just block me. If I don't hear from you, that's that. But blocking and ignoring is a really good way to let me know that you weren't worth knowing. And by the way, never use the line, "We respect your individuality," on anyone again. That was the weakest thing I've ever had to read. If you ever want open discourse between us, I should be available. Fight me, son. I'm ready to do battle. And speaking of sappy stuff, got a little quote to end us off. To love and win is the best thing. To love and lose, the next best. William Makepeace Thackeray. I love that fucking quote so much. Oh, also, I do prefer talking about stuff that you are interested in. I meant to ask about the books you got. I'm sorry that I haven't asked about them thus far. Are they any good? Or have you started reading them yet? I'd love to know. Give me your thoughts. Helen. I guess I could, I'll do the outro, I guess. Let's see here. Poopy fucking outro again. This sucks! What do I remember? Never anything. Never anything. I don't remember much. I'm gonna go ahead and ask it, because I'm done with this episode. Am I really making a podcast? Or am I just jerking off?